How do you view this season?
Interesting. It's an interesting season. Fun season, but interesting. Experienced some new things this season, so it was eventful.
How much do you think the basically playing playoff games ever since February it spurred this team, but did it also take something out of the team down the stretch in these last few playoff games?
Yeah. It was just a lot on the backside of the season. Took a lot of everybody. First round going 7 and then trying to, battle back this series. It was just a lot. Try to fight back in position to even get into play in the back end of the season. It was just took a lot out of us.
We've kind of been here before with you, even I would say 3 years ago, where you were walking into free agency. You played out your contract now with the Warriors. How do you view, your future here, your desire to be here, and just your future in general in the league?
Hopefully I can, run off a couple more years in the league. It would be great to do it here. Love this organization. Love playing for Steve. Love the guys that, they bring in to try to help win. So they know how I feel. And, take it one day at a time.
GP, it felt like latter part of the year you got much more aggressive offensively, like a lot of ball handling. What was the genesis of that, and do you expect more of that for you?
I just think, whatever was needed. I think BP went down for a minute, so we didn't have a backup point guard, and Steve wanted me to play backup point guard, so I was like, okay. That's what I used to do in the G anyway, so just tap back into my Oakland native point guard, and just go out there and just hoop. Whatever, Steve needs or team needs, I try to do.
You've matched up against a lot of the best players in the league. What made Ant a tough cover?
Ant, it's a fun cover. That's always fun with Ant, it's his size, his ability, how he plays, his talking. It just makes it, just fun and competitive basketball. But, he's super talented. He's young. He's going to be doing it for a while. But, it was just good bump.
Gary, what did you like about how the group came together when Jimmy got here, and just whoever, played on a day or didn't play or had a role or diminished role, sort of the unselfishness and the depth of this roster, it meant some guys had to sit at times.
Yeah, absolutely. After that trade, we all got together and was like, this is the time. This was it. We had to start winning and throw everything else out the window, Don't think about yourself. Don't do it for yourself, do it for everybody else in this room. And more or less, do it for Steph and Dre, how many years they got left. Let's just not waste, their years left in this league. So, everybody locked in and, did it for them and did it for the next person, the next guy next to him. So, we locked in and, try to make something happen.
Along those lines, Steph was up here a bit ago, and he actually used the word sad because he knows that these moments, playoffs, aren't guaranteed, and he's in the twilight stage of his career. I mean, maybe that's not easy to fathom right now, but how do you think it was for him? I mean, how did you observe him over these last few games where he couldn't do anything?
Yeah, he's just helpless, And you can see it. You saw it, and I know everybody on this team is sad, disappointed that we couldn't even give him a chance to, come back and, help out and do what he does. But I think that's the biggest thing, that, we're disappointed and that we didn't give him a shot.
When you mentioned the word, this was an interesting season when you started out a minute ago, any specifics you want to share? Is it just all the ups and downs, or what did you mean?
Yeah, it was
by
just ups
that?
and downs, and then losing a big piece like Wiggs with the trade and everything and all that. It was just, you don't expect it, but it's a part of the business, and you just gotta take what comes in the season.
Yeah, you played more games this year than last year, more minutes. How do you feel like your body held up? You're not 22 anymore. So.
I am not. But, no, it held up pretty good, besides the freak accidents, the nose and the thumb. But other than that, just an off season. Steve was just telling me about the availability, so just got my body right, did extra things, did more things, different things with my body in the summer just to, withheld the whole season. And did play more minutes. You never know what's going to happen with injuries or whatnot. You might have to step up and do what you got to do. But just being available for him, and he already knows whenever he needs me for however, how long, I'm on go. So that's what I told him, and happy that I was more available this year than next year. Hopefully next year I can keep adding games and try to get 82.